What's going on, man?
What's up, Chris? How's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
Good, good, good.
Back for another week.
Back for another week. Season 2, episode 2.
Back and ready.
Back in action.
Let's get it, man.
Let's get it, man.
All right. What's going on, guys? Welcome back. We are back again for another episode. Season 2 is in full effect right now. We're excited to be back for this week's episode. Before we get started, really quick, make sure you guys follow our social media accounts that are listed also in the description for this video. But yeah, we got a few topics that we are ready to dive into. So ready to get started?
Let's go.
All right, so first off, I wanted to start with the whole Deshaun Watson. You know, it's a huge topic off the field right now, and the story going on with him. We had a new development in the story today. Did you hear about that one?
I did. I heard, I think there was multiple, no?
I heard like a brief statement. Basically, what I heard was one of the lawyer that's representing these 20 plus women actually spoke out today, and basically he was saying that this is not about the money, but Watson's lawyer had else Watson's lawyer was saying that's false, and that he has records of it being about money.
Ah,
So I wanted to get your thoughts on that briefly. If you have any other news that you heard today, feel free to share it. Like I said, I caught it really briefly, but just to catch the listeners up and our viewers up, feel free to share what you know and what are your brief thoughts on it.
yeah. I think it's a super sticky situation, because I think just how it all unfolded was a little just odd and coincidence and just out of the blue, especially since he was the talk of the town
Hmm.
in all of sports. And all of a sudden, all this stuff coming out, I think like yeah, 20, I think it's 22 confirmed already cases of these women who were, I guess we can say allegedly. We don't know if it's the truth. So that's why I'm saying it's a very sticky situation. Um, it's very unfortunate what's going on with Deshaun and his camp. But it's hard because we can't ignore these women.
Right.
Either they're making it up or not, we do not know. That's something that we got to take super seriously, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna get to the bottom of it. But it's just a sticky situation that unfolded. I don't know, just out of the blue. It's just a very sticky situation. It's even hard to talk about,
Hmm.
because it's like, dang, Deshaun. We see Deshaun as this like role model in the community, and then all of this just out of the blue just came out of nowhere. And we've seen some reports that he's hung out with like I don't know if you caught this, but he was hanging out with like ex porn stars and stuff like this in the past. In the
No, I didn't
past,
hear any of that
so I
actually.
saw I saw some videos of him hanging out with like some ex porn stars. Like, so we don't know if this guy's just like, is he a predator or is he just always horny? We don't know what
Yeah.
we don't know what his deal is. We don't know if he's mentally sick with stuff like that. We don't know. Um, but then we also got to give him the benefit of the doubt. Like, maybe, what if these girls are maybe just after the money?
Yeah.
So we don't know. Or what if it's like, it's just super. We can get into this conspiracy, right? What if they're hired by the Texans management? The Texans
Right.
camp. We
Right.
don't know. Like we said, we mentioned in the previous podcast, the lawyer is very good friends with McNair.
Hmm.
So it's very hard to pick a side or who's really lying, like who do we point the finger at. So it's very complicated, and it sucks for Deshaun because we don't know. And like I mentioned, I also heard new stuff. Nike has dropped him,
Yeah.
and so has Beats.
Beats.
Beats has also dropped him. So he's losing all these huge endorsement deals. And what comes next? He's probably gonna get cut.
Did they drop him yet though, or did they just put him like on a halt, like a pause?
No, so Nike officially terminated no, so both of them terminated their contract with Deshaun Watson.
Wow.
So he has no, endorsement deal from a sports brand, endorsement deal with headphones, like they're gone. So I mean, what comes next? Could be the worst. Is he going to be cut? Is he going to get cut then suspended? You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Right.
And I potentially see something like along the lines of like a Ray Rice situation, where once he got caught and like, he convicted for like the assault, he pretty much never made it back into the league.
Yeah, he's done indefinitely.
And he was a good running back.
Hmm.
You know, so maybe this could be a path where we might have seen the last of Deshaun Watson. Who knows?
Yeah, that's the sticky situation that we're in right now. I'm along the same wavelength as you right now. It's like you got to take this seriously. Like even though there is those conspiracies of the lawyer being close to the Texans organization, you got to investigate, do your due diligence because it's like, what if these girls are not lying, man?
Exactly.
Like I've heard some things like today. So I think it was the first girl. I don't remember her first name, but her last name was Solis. They were calling her like Miss Solis or something like
Mm-hmm.
that, right? And the attorney is Tony Busby,
Uh-huh.
and he was saying that it's not about the money. It's because Watson is a predator and he needs to be stopped. And they went into some details that I won't get too far into. Basically,
Mm-hmm.
Watson is just trying to continue to make sexual advancements towards these women during the massages. So
That's crazy.
he started off by saying that it's never been about the money. They're just trying to do what's right and make Watson pay for what he did. But then Watson's attorney turned around and said, "Okay, you're saying it's not about the money. Then why were you trying to get hush money for Miss Solis?"
Mm,
The Busby was seeking 100,000 of hush money for his client Miss Solis, and of course Watson's camp turned that away.
of
And he
course.
was basically saying, "Oh, and you try to get the hush money, and now it didn't work. So now you're saying it's not about money."
Exactly. Because if Deshaun Watson and his camp agrees to like give the 100K, that means that he's guilty. He
Guilty,
really
right?
did it, and he's like, all right, here, be quiet, just take the money and just don't bring it up again.
Yeah,
You
and then
know
these other 21 women are gonna be like, "Where's my money at?" You
exactly.
know?
So I mean, it's a super sticky situation. It's a bummer, because just like me and you and the Niner fan base, that we wanted him to come to San Francisco. Um, does that change your perspective on Deshaun Watson? If he becomes a free agent and he can pretty much sign anywhere for like a minimum,
I
would
mean,
you still bring him in?
honestly, I think it all depends on the verdict. Like the this investigation of what proves to be true, because there's no room for that in life, but in sports
Mm-hmm.
especially, man. Like there's no room for that at all. These guys are, like you said, are looked at. They're on this pedestal. They're these high caliber guys, role models for a lot of young kids, and there's just no room for that at all. So, if it's proven that he did do it, I say no, don't want him and get him out of the league, man.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but
Yeah.
also, if it's vice versa and it's flipped and it was like these girls were all just blowing smoke, talking out of their ass, then yeah, give them a chance, man. I mean, that's the shitty part about it, is that if they're all just lying, then they're affecting his life. Look, you said Nike cut ties, Beats cut ties, like that's money right there. But his career, his life, his income. So that's the tough part for me. I think I just got to let it play out and see what is proven to be true or not. What about you?
I mean, like just like you mentioned, like there's no room for individuals like that in the world, let alone in the sports where like the whole world, sees them. Um, it would be tough. Like you said, we got to ride the wave, see what happens, await the verdict. If it's true, then I highly doubt. He's definitely probably going to serve some time. He's
Mm-hmm.
definitely if he's guilty, he's going to serve some time. But if he's not, and like you said, they're just like blowing smoke, it's just a smoke screen. Um, I want to know who's going to take a shot on him. I mean, I would, I would take a shot. Like, all right, man, you were found not guilty. This is all your fabrication. Your name is pretty much slandered already.
Right.
They dragged your
Mm-hmm.
name through the floor for our who knows how long this will last.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but hey, I mean, if the Niners were serious about it the first time, why not give him a shot? Will he be out of shape, in shape? We don't know.
Right.
So we just got to see how it unfolds. Right now, he's probably just amongst the world. He's looking like a scumbag.
Mm-hmm. I feel like
If it's all true.
to be honest, like whatever way it goes, it's kind of like a lose-lose situation. Like
Yeah.
if it's true, okay, yeah, you're a scumbag. Get the hell out of here. You deserve to do your time. Like I can't believe you would even attempt something like this to, and
Mm-hmm.
put these women through that. And then if it's not true, then it's like the same thing about these women. Like why are you just looking 15 minutes of fame. Why are you looking for this money? You may have just gave some other women some ideas, which it's happened in the past, where,
Mhm.
these high caliber guys don't want to deal with these women anymore. And allegations come like this. And oftentimes it's proven to be, false and it's fabricated stuff. So I don't know, man. I just feel like no matter how it turns out, it's going to be ugly.
It's gonna be ugly, and that's why when it first started coming out, it was a little fishy, right? It was a little fishy, and then I think the number of women that have come forward are like 22, man, like
Mm-hmm.
22. That's like I could see maybe okay if it was like around five or maybe just that one woman who
Right.
came out like, hey, and that was okay, dude, but 22. I feel like maybe it could be an exaggeration. Somebody's just making them next because maybe how many have come forward officially?
Yeah, I think it is the numbers around 22, something like that.
Yeah, right. So I mean, it's a tough situation for Deshaun Watson, and I'm just disappointed because he was gonna be the what we say like in Spanish the bombazo the
Mm-hmm.
big news, the breaking news. Where is he gonna land?
Yeah,
It's probably gonna be a jail cell.
shit. Unfortunate,
Shit,
man.
So who knows, man? Unfortunate for Deshaun Watson. Um, we're gonna keep monitoring the situation, until if there's a court date, locker room talk will be there.
We will definitely be there, man. Hopefully, it doesn't have to draw out that far ahead. But man, it doesn't look like it's going to end anytime soon.
Nah, man,
One
definitely not anymore.
one thing
Camp.
that's interesting too is like how's this guy? He's going to represent all of these 22 women. Like who knows how long this thing could take?
Like the testimonies, the court appearances, it's gonna
Mm-hmm.
take a long time, man. And I think we're safe to say that he's probably not gonna play next season.
Oh, definitely not. Mm-mm.
He's not gonna play next season, unfortunately. And if he does, where is he gonna play? Is he still gonna be under the Texans organization?
Yeah, is this going to lead him to being like, okay, like all right, my bad guys, I'll play for the
I'll play.
Texans. Like if no one else, he knows no one else wants him. But then you could also get like an AB situation where, he was going through all this stuff off the field. He was fine. Then the second he got signed to the Patriots and was doing good, boom, you're suspended.
See, and that's the crazy part. It's crazy how things play out. Yeah, exactly. I think like he got out of Pittsburgh, right? And he
Yep.
gets signed by oh no, I'm sorry, he gets out of Pittsburgh and he goes to Oakland, right?
Yeah.
And then he gets out of Oakland. He goes to the Patriots where it's Tom Brady, Tom Brady and the Patriots.
Yep.
And first game, I think he scored a touchdown,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, against the Dolphins.
Yep.
He scored a touchdown. Boom, things were going good for him, and out of nowhere, boom, sex scandal.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what? This guy was going to be huge with the Pats.
Yeah. What could have been, man? Maybe Tom stays.
Tom stayed. It's been looking like another Randy Moss situation,
Yep.
and then sexual allegation, boom, out of nowhere. Who knows? It could be true. It could be. It was far false. Who knows? And then same thing with Deshaun Watson. Big move. Where's he going to land? He doesn't want to play for the Texans anymore. Boom, sexual allegation. So it's I don't know. It's crazy how the world works. We don't know what goes behind closed doors, man. We
Mm-hmm.
really just don't. These guys are extremely wealthy. They're powerful individuals
Yep.
who can definitely move, chess pieces around. And sometimes they play God. They play God and they move these pieces around where they can just
Exactly.
mess around with the individual's life. Like I said, it would to me, who knows what happened? It could be true, it could be false. To me, it was just a little odd that
Mm-hmm.
he wants out,
Yeah.
and all these teams, like there's top potential teams who are, they're reaching out for him.
Yeah. They're
reaching
gunning
out.
for him.
They're gunning for him. They're offering the Texans a lot of good, deals. The Texans are refusing, and Deshaun meets with the new head coach, lets him know, hey man, I don't have plans of playing here.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. And I feel like the coach already was like, all right, you know what? I got to go find another quarterback because I know he's not going to play. That's why they brought in Tyrod Taylor, right?
Yeah.
And so, but I feel like, you know what? It's like McNair. And McNair's that he's that racist guy, right? He's the one who's like, they're, what's that phrase that he used? That they're inmates and they can't.
Something
that
like
him?
that. Yeah. Yeah.
They can't run the jail or something like that.
Yeah. Some crazy shit.
Some crazy stuff. And then all of a sudden this happens. So I don't know. It's a little odd to me, but we also don't want to discredit the women who are involved in this. we just got to follow and see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. It's fishy, and like we said, that it just came up abruptly when he said, "I'm out of here." And then, like I said, this lawyer is very close to the McNair family, and he's representing, I think, almost all of them, if not all of them.
Yeah, I think all 22. I think he's
So
involved.
it's like it's definitely fishy. Conspiracy theories are there in the back of my head. I'm sure it's in the back of everyone's head.
I'm
But
pretty sure.
I think the biggest disclaimer here is we're not discrediting these women. We just hope everything works out for the best, man. And I would say on a final note on this topic, let this be your lesson to whoever's listening, man. If you get to that position of power, you will eventually get caught.
You will eventually get caught.
And if you are, if it comes out to be false, don't do that because you will get brought to the light as well.
And then just ruin an individual's life.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's like, all right, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens out of that Deshaun Watson saga going on right now. Staying on a football note though, let's talk about these Las Vegas Raiders. I almost said Oakland, but let's talk about their offseason. We kind of talked about the Niners offseason briefly, and what they will be doing in terms of the draft last week. Right. But what about the Raiders? They've made some news. It's been quiet news. So I want to get your thoughts. I'll bring up. I have it written down right here. Their offseason move so far. So first off, they've signed defensive end Yannick Ngakoue, and they signed running back Kenyon Drake. They stole your boy Solly Thomas, and then they signed John Brown, the receiver. And then they had a number of players they re-signed, which is tight end Derek Carrier, running back Theo Riddick, linebacker Nicholas Morrow, and wide receiver Zay Jones. And then they also moved Trent Brown back to New England for I think a 2020 fifth round draft pick via trade with the New England Patriots for Trent Brown, and the 2022 seventh round draft pick, and the 2021 third. So that's their offseason so far. Kind of quiet, in terms of like big names, Niners and stuff like that, besides Ngakoue. So go ahead and give me your thoughts and see what do you think this amounts to for the Raiders?
I think it's been just a relatively quiet offseason for them so far. I don't know if they're going to make a big splash or, something crazy within the next couple of weeks before draft day. The Ngakoue news, though, I think was pretty big.
Right.
I think he's a really good player. I think he came over from the Vikings, right?
Ravens.
Oh, Ravens. Oh, did he go Ravens?
Jags, Ravens.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think that was a huge pickup for them. Same with Kenyon Drake. I mean, I feel like Drake is maybe getting to that older age, but I think he can fight for a spot with Jacobs.
Yeah.
And then I'm not sure, is Jacobs suspended for anything for what he did?
I haven't heard anything of it. I know he was arrested, right?
Yeah, he was arrested.
I haven't heard if there was any punishments going on, but I mean, I doubt it'll be very heavy if there is.
Yeah. So relatively quiet. I think the biggest news that every Raider fan wants to know, and even non-Raider fans, is who's going to be their number one quarterback going into next season. That's what I want to know. I want to know more. Like, dude, I don't care who you're picking up. I just want to know, like, are you gonna start Derek Carr, or are you gonna start with Mariota?
Yeah, I can almost guarantee it's gonna be Carr, man.
Yeah, it has to be Carr. It's gonna be Carr. He's been their franchise. They signed him to that long-term deal.
Yeah.
But Mariota showed some promise last season. Aside from that, I mean, where are they positioned in the draft?
They're, I think, like 16th or something like that. They're like somewhere between 16 and 18.
So they're not even in the top 10.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, so they're probably going to pick up somebody who is decent or good, but won't be like somebody like, if it's not a quarterback or a running back or a cornerback safety. I mean, they're probably going to pick up like an offensive lineman, maybe to replace Trent Brown, which I feel like that was bigger news for them losing a player.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Trent Brown is massive.
Right.
He's a good tackle. Was he tackle, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is it the same Trent Brown that played for the Niners?
Yes.
You see, really good.
We traded him to the Patriots. Raiders acquired from the Patriots, and now he's going back to the Patriots.
Yeah. See, so aside from that, I thought that was pretty big news. when they lost him. Aside from that, man, I mean, they're not. I don't feel like they're gonna make a significant impact in the AFC West for
Right.
maybe the next 2 or 3 years. Like I don't
Which,
see
what,
them. You know what I mean? I don't see them battling against definitely not the Kansas City Chiefs,
right.
and I don't even see them beating Justin Herbert in the LA Chargers.
Right, which is where I was going next. Yeah, I agree with you. I think Ngakwe is a huge signing, for anyone who gets him. I mean, I didn't want to see him go to the Raiders, being a
Mm-hmm.
Niner fan, but he went there. Quickly on him though, you got Ngakwe, you got Max Crosby, who they claim is better than Bosa, man. So, uh, that's another addition to their line. So I want to see if this tandem works. They said that Bosa had that rookie year that he had because he had all these other people taking attention away from him. So Ngakoue is going to take a lot of the attention away from Crosby, man. So just on that note, I'm interested to see what Crosby does this year. And then as far as Kenyon Drake, honestly, I mean, I know he's not too old, but I feel like he's kind of washed, to be honest. Like,
Yeah,
I think he had a decent run in Miami, but when he went to Arizona, I didn't like it. I think he's washed. I guess it'll be good for Jacobs to give him a rest. They had, who did they have last year? They had Jacobs and some other guy,
Richard.
Richard. No, he's a bigger guy though. But Booker, Devontae
Oh,
Booker.
that's right.
Yes. So and I feel like he kind of stole the show from Jacobs. So you never know, man. This could be Kenyon Drake's show going forward.
You want to know a fun fact, a fun story, bro?
Let's hear it.
There was one time, I think it was when Jacobs was going to the draft,
Mm-hmm.
and me and my lady we went to go eat to Limon in San Francisco
Mm-hmm.
on right there on Valencia Street in the Mission, and we got sat next to this guy. It was Jacobs. Didn't know it was Jacobs at the time, right? Sitting there, it was Jacobs. It looked like it was his lady and some white guy. Might have been an agent. I'm not
Right.
sure, right? And then we were just eating, and then I kept looking over, but this guy was talking about like, oh yeah, if you hit it in the draft, and I was like, in the draft, and I'm like, who's this guy?
Yeah.
So overall, right, and I made sure to picture his face. I'm like, let me see who this guy is because he might be, maybe he'll be on TV because the draft,
Mm-hmm.
right? Next thing you know, but I see the Raiders draft him, and I'm like, that's the dude we're sitting next to at Limon. Bro, I swear to God, it was like me right here, Jacobs was right here eating his lomo saltado, bro, right here. Just, but that was a funny story, bro. Before he was drafted by the Raiders, he was already in the Bay Area, eating and whatnot.
Probably on a visit.
Probably on a visit. But yeah, that's just a funny story about how I met Jacobs for a split second.
Yeah. No, I hear he's like a pretty stand-up guy so far. Like when you see him out, like a lot of people I know they've gone to Vegas and they see him out in public too, and like he's cool, stop and take pics and everything. But he's got this DUI thing going on, so
And that's heavy.
it's rough, man.
That's heavy. But aside from that, I mean, they've been relatively quiet. Not sure who they're going to pick in the draft.
Yeah, I don't know, to be honest.
If I was a Raider fan, I would be kind of concerned.
Oh yeah,
Because,
big time.
it's like, damn man, we're not even a playoff contender.
Mm-hmm.
You fumbled the playoff for the past 2 seasons.
Right, which it should have been in that wild card at least.
Yeah. So that's kind of daunting, and I would be looking at the quarterback at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So to see that happen and everything, like I'm surprised that they didn't go and make any moves, especially at the quarterback. I mean, shit, if I was the Raiders, I would be going after all these quarterbacks who are, not feeling comfortable in their spot. Like shit, if I was the Raiders, I would go after Russell Wilson.
Exactly, which he named them in a possible trade destination.
I would be going right there. I'll be just hounding down his neck, breathing, telling him, hey, Pete Carroll doesn't appreciate you and whatnot.
Yep.
Come play with Chucky. Come play this brand new stadium. We can get you some weapons. We got a really good running back.
Decent offensive line.
Decent offensive line. We're starting to beef up some defenders. Like, I'm surprised they're not being aggressive. And you know why?
Why is it?
Bro, Chucky's cashing all them checks.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, he's
You know,
getting he's
he's
rolling in the
making
dough,
more.
bro.
He's making a lot of money. So I don't know, man. If I was a Raider fan, you know, I would definitely be concerned at the moment. Um, just because, like, I think they've accepted their reality. Like, you know what? We're not going to be, definitely, we're probably not going to be division champions for maybe the next 7 to 10 years.
Yeah, because it's like realistically, the Chiefs can be back in the Super Bowl for the next 2 3 years if they want to. I mean, I know it's rough. This would be their fourth consecutive AFC Championship if they make it, which is tough. Which honestly I don't even know if that's ever been done. But maybe with the Patriots.
Yeah, I
But
mean, yeah, maybe aside from the Patriots.
yeah, if they've done
Um,
it, I don't even know. But because I'm trying to think, okay, they're saying that they got what's his name, Kyle Long, the Chiefs, right?
mhm.
And they try to make a run at Trent Williams, didn't work. They try to make a run at K1 Williams, didn't work.
Didn't work.
So they're saying that the Chiefs, and especially one of the big topics right now in the sports world surrounding the Chiefs is look how bad Mahomes, not how bad he looked, but how like scared he was in the Super Bowl. With that
Mhm.
pass rush and that depleted offensive line. They're saying that offensive line hasn't really gotten much better outside of Kyle Long. So if he's getting rushed like that, it may be a long season for him. Maybe they don't win as many games. Maybe they don't. Maybe it could be a close race. But
That's
I'm
right.
trying to think who would challenge them for that AFC spot. I think it's got to be the Chargers. Honestly,
I mean, if it's not the Chargers,
I don't think it'll be the Broncos. The
unless the
Raiders,
Broncos, unless the Broncos pick up a decent quarterback,
yeah, which could be,
unless they pick
which,
up a
which they
decent
were in the
quarterback.
running for Watson as well. But who knows where that's going to go? Yeah, I just I see the Broncos still being a bottom feeder this season. Uh, I think realistically the Raiders should be in the running for it, but it's like the question: will they be in the running? Will things change from these mistakes they make year after year after year?
That's the problem. It's the repetitive same issues. They're not consistent. They're
Mm-hmm.
consistent in messing up,
Right.
you know, but they're not consistent in winning games. Especially
Mm-hmm.
when especially when they beat the Chargers the first time
Yeah.
last season. I'm like, oh, okay, watch out. The Raiders are serious. They're they just beat the top dog right now.
They're the
And then
only team to beat the Chiefs at Arrowhead in what, like 2+ years?
exactly. So it's very daunting, and I'm like, damn, dude, like, thank God we're not Raider fans, you know.
Oh man, I would
And
lose my shit.
you know, it's like they've accepted their reality that they're probably not going to be, you know, division champs. Maybe not even the playoffs. Um, so something to look forward to. If I was a Raider fan, is all right. Derek Carr's contract. Can't wait for that shit to end.
Yeah.
You know, can't wait to or trade him because I
Yeah,
think they,
but
they need to make a splash.
the thing is though, why wait for that when you got Mariota? Why wait?
Because I feel like I always ask myself the same question. You know, it's like you gotta start this player, right?
Mm-hmm.
But your backup is 10 times better.
Right.
Maybe not in 10 times, maybe like 2 times better than. But it's like I always see I always heard this analogy. It's like, hey, you just bought a $50,000 car. You know,
Mm-hmm.
why are you gonna drive your commuter around when you have your new car? So that's like when you pay
Yeah.
your quarterback the big money. That's like your new car. So you
Yeah.
gotta put him.
I hear you. I get you
You know what I
saying.
mean?
Yeah. I don't know though. I just feel like you're gonna try and move on from that, or maybe have him be the backup, and maybe light a fire under his ass or something to get him going. Maybe that's what he needs, or you're gonna try and get to the promised land. It's
I mean,
like you
I
don't
mean,
know where you can get with Mariota.
that's true.
He was making the playoffs in Tennessee.
He was, and the thing about Mariota, like he's like, yeah, he's been affected by some injuries, but he can get you those extra yards.
You don't think that he
He
could do
can
what
get you the
Ryan?
extra yards.
You don't think he can do what Ryan Tannehill's doing right now?
Oh, absolutely.
Exactly. I don't know. If it's me, I'm at least making it a point to like, hey, Carr, you're on the hot seat. It's a competition. I don't know if it's going to be you. I don't know if it's going to be Marcus. It's up for grabs for week one. That's me though, and because I honestly think Mariota is the way to go. But I mean, then again, I've never really been a fan of Derek Carr as well. So
That's true.
I just never saw it. He had that season where he was on fire when he got hurt against the Colts right before the playoffs. So that's it, man. He's always talking about this Mamba mentality and all this. You got to show it, dog. You got to show it, man. So I don't know. I personally, I say wild card at best for the Raiders. I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I know all these Raiders fans that are going to listen to this and watch this and go, "Oh, you're just haters. You're a Niner fan, blah, blah, blah. You never say anything good about the Raiders." Well, give me a reason to say something good about the Raiders.
Exactly.
So I say right now, wild card at best, and that's being generous.
Exactly. So let's see what happens with the Las Vegas Raiders.
Las Vegas, right? And honestly, I would make a prediction for their record, but I haven't even looked at their season yet. So maybe we can come around to that next week.
Absolutely.
But wrapping it up with the Raiders, let's go ahead and stay on track of the football in the football world. I know they're making a lot of noise about this number 3 pick, man. So they're saying that the Falcons, I believe, are willing to move down from 4. They're open to move down. They're listening to trade talks. So that's out of the picture for a QB for them. So basically, Jags, Trevor Lawrence, 2 and 3 are up for grabs. It could be Wilson, which I'm hearing a lot of noise of Wilson to the Jets. Then you got Fields, Lance, Jones. I still think it's Fields, honestly, but this Mac Jones dude just will not go away, bro. He's like that fly on shit in terms of being linked to the Niners. So what are you thinking?
You know what? I've been going over it over and over and over again. I'm like, okay, bro, why would we want Mac Jones? Why would Shanahan want Mac Jones?
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. Shanahan's in love with a Kirk Cousins type of quarterback.
Right.
But it's like, come on, man. You've seen that you couldn't win a Super Bowl with Matt Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't win a Super Bowl with Jimmy G.
Yeah.
Mac Jones is kind of the same quarterback as those other 2 guys.
Exactly.
So why not switch it up? And I have a feeling that even though Shanahan wants this guy, it's going to be Lynch. Lynch is going to be like, you know what? We got to go with Justin Fields. We got to go with the best quarterback available. And with Darnold being traded to the Panthers, that leaves up, okay, the Jets are getting a quarterback.
Exactly.
The Jets are getting a quarterback, and it's most likely to be Zach Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they get Justin Fields.
They're saying that the Jets are already recruiting Zach Wilson like in his entire family. So that's the move they're looking to make.
So I think we can pretty much cancel those 2 out.
Right.
Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson. Gone. Mm-hmm. So it's going to come down to Trey Lance, Justin Fields, and Mac Jones. And you're right. And the thing is, who's placing Mac Jones on the Niners? Who's really placing Mac Jones on it? Is it all these ESPN analysts or Fox analysts or NFL Network analysts who are like, yes, Mac Jones, perfect fit.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, it's like we got these ex-players who were trash, who are like, best fit for the Niners, Mac Jones. Tell me how it's the same fit. Exactly. Just tell me how is it a perfect fit if he's just the same quarterback as Jimmy G.
It's just they're just going back to like that type of quarterback that Shanny loves. That's why they're saying it's perfect fit.
It's like, okay, most of the real NFL analysts don't even have Mac Jones in the top 10.
Exactly. Like the Niners did not trade 3 first-round picks for Mac Jones.
Absolutely not. That's like no way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now with the Niners agreeing to go to Justin Fields' second pro day,
mm-hmm.
that should put a lot of rest to like officially Mac Jones certified number 3 pick to San Francisco 49ers. And I read a tweet today. I read a tweet today where they were like, "Oh, I don't hear any ESPN analysts making any noise about how the Niners are going officially to Justin Fields' second pro day."
Right.
They thought they were locked in on Mac Jones.
Mm-hmm.
So now that changes the narrative. Now they're probably the producers are trying to write up something for some. But and speaking of ESPN analysts, you know who I'm super disappointed in? I'm very disappointed in Mark J. Spears, bro. And Spears,
Mark J.
Yeah, before your boy Todd McShay and all these guys came out here and were saying Mac Jones 3 to the Niners.
Yeah,
he was all about like, you know what? I get it, Mac Jones, but the best fit for the 49ers is Justin Fields.
Right.
And now all of a sudden, it's like they kind of told him, hey, you got to say this, and that. And now, starting since last week, I started hearing him say, like, you know what? It's probably going to be Mac Jones to the Niners.
Wait,
And I'm
wait,
like,
you
dude,
talking about Mark or Marcus?
they're brothers, no? The one that's on
They're
First Take.
cousins. They're cousins.
Oh, they're
That's
cousins.
Marcus.
The one on First Take is Marcus.
Yes, yeah. The one with the bigger beard.
Uh-huh.
It's Marcus. His name is Marcus Spears, and Mark J. Spears is
Guy here in the Bay Area.
yeah, they look the same, and he's like baby face, glasses. Yeah, yeah.
Earthquakes fan?
Yeah, yeah. So no, but I will say though that I did hear today actually. I forget which show I was watching in the background noise that Marcus Spears he was saying like I don't know why people are still hyping up Mac Jones. He was saying he's like it makes no sense at all, which I agree with him. People they're bringing up numbers wise and completion percentage and all this stuff. People are not realizing he played at Alabama. It's Alabama's here, everyone else is here. You got his clean pocket, you know? He didn't have to roll out much. Mac Jones says, if I got to roll out, I can roll out. But he says, I didn't have to, so why would I do it? I'm not a fan of Mac Jones. I just personally don't think they moved up 9 spots to take Mac Jones, who will be available way past 12.
I feel like Mac Jones is even like a second rounder.
Yeah, exactly. He could be one of those guys that just keeps dropping into early to mid second round.
So I think it's gonna come down. You know what? I think it's gonna be Justin Fields. But you know what? Who knows, man? What's Trey Lance? We keep forgetting about Trey Lance.
Right.
And we don't have much tape on Trey Lance, and we don't know how he's been doing. But he's a big guy for being at. How old is he? He's like 19, 18?
Yeah, he's a young guy.
Bro, he's young and he's pretty big. I forgot who they were comparing him to. I'm trying to forget. Big body, big arm.
He looks like a cat.
Yeah, he looked decent.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's not Justin Fields, I really hope it's Trey Lance. And but I think you know what. The Niners don't leak news.
Exactly, right.
They leak fake news.
Right. And
leak fake news.
Which is why I also a lot of people are saying, well, look at Chris Sims. He is terrible as he was in the league, and he's famous for that viral clip of he couldn't memorize a Gruden's play in Tampa. That's what he's famous for, and he just wasn't good in the league. People are saying that, it's kind of like Tony Romo, how Tony Romo as an analyst, like they just see the game differently. They call all these things that turn out to be true. And they're saying that he's even saying, oh, Kyle's really big on Mac Jones and blah, blah, blah. Well, I even went back to dig a little bit. Last year, he was promoting all these other receivers. He was promoting Jerry Jeudy. He was promoting Jefferson, all these guys. Mm-hmm. And they came out that he knew that Kyle was big on Ayuk and nobody else was. So if he starts saying, oh, the Niners want to take the Brandon Ayuk, then everyone else is like, well, why do the Niners want him? Let me look at him, exactly. Let me try and recruit him. Let me draft him. So I think it could be another smokescreen, because they're super close. Sims and Shanahan are super close. So I'm hoping it's a Mac Jones smokescreen and just saying, okay, everyone look at Mac Jones. Look how good he is. So they want to draft him, and they don't want to try and move up to get Fields.
Interesting. That's good, man. I mean, I hope it's true. I think a Justin Fields arrival to San Francisco would be fantastic. Mm-hmm. It would be generational. It would revolutionize not only the franchise but the fan base.
Right.
Like I know we see Jimmy G slander all over social media and stuff, but we can do only but tip our hats to this guy.
Yeah.
Because Jimmy G came in and he gave us hope again.
He turned it around.
We were coming off 2 and fucking 14 seasons, 4 and 12.
Yeah.
Horrible seasons, bro. We were coming off. And then Jimmy G came along, bro, and kind of, gave us that little hope. And we made it to the Super Bowl again. And unfortunately, we lost it. But he got us there.
Mm-hmm.
He got us there. He got us winning. He got us believing again. So I can only expect, a bigger name to come in, and if it's a rookie, it's going to be a rookie, which we already know it's going to be a rookie.
Yeah.
But if it's Justin Fields, man, we should be excited for that. We should be excited for him to come to San Francisco and sit at least one season behind Jimmy G.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so hopefully it's that.
Yeah,
But
Jimmy's a baller, man. He's a winner. He proved that he can get the job done. Like we said, and many times in the past, it's just health issues right now. Um, I will say though, kind of going back to trans, I know I'm kind of like backpedaling, but I'm all on board for Fields. If not, it's Lance, but I'm kind of leaning more towards Fields because just like seeing some workouts and some stuff like of Lance, I'm like, he seems like a more of a guy who just wants to take off and run.
you think
Which
so?
is which is like okay, that's what we like we said we're looking for that, but I think first option has to be stand in the pocket, make your reads, distribute the ball, deliver the ball to the receivers, to the tight ends, even the backs coming out of the backfield.
Mm-hmm.
He just seems like he just wants to run all the time, and
He just has the
yeah, exactly. And like I was talking to a friend, colleague who I won't name, you know who you are, but he was saying it's going to be Lance. He wants Lance. Lance is NFL ready, blah, blah, blah. And I was telling him like, oh, Fields has this, right? This is why I want Fields. And he goes, show me one touchdown of Justin Fields rushing for over 25 yards. And I'm like, I'm sure there is. I didn't even go back, but I'm like,
right.
first of all, he ran an unofficial like 4.4 at the, at the 40. So that tells you enough right there. But it's like, I'm looking for a quarterback, bro. I'm not looking for someone to rush 25 yards all the time, and score the ball. Like if it's necessary, yeah. But I see Trey Lance kind of maybe leaning towards more of like a Lamar Jackson type, where
Cam Newton.
yeah, Cam Newton, where that would way better comparison because he's got the arm strength, he's got the accuracy. So that's just like Cam. What if Cam decides to take off all these injuries that are leading with Cam? So I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm not ruling out Trey Lance. I'm open to the Niners drafting him if Fields is gone, but I'm kind of drifting away from him. I'm leaning way towards Justin Fields. I'm all on board for Justin Fields right now, number 3.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, I've seen. I've been watching his some highlights that they put on Twitter and stuff. And he can run, man. He can run and he can throw the ball. He can stay in the pocket if he has to. But if he has to run, he can run. He can get you those extra, those little yards that we see, like that we always see Russell Wilson get.
Exactly.
No, Russell Wilson stays in the pocket, and when it hits the fan, he's like, all right, man, let me go get at least 5 yards.
Exactly.
Let me not take the sack.
Yeah, he at least gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Exactly. And that's when we're like, damn, man, we can't stop this guy.
Mm-hmm.
If he's running, he gets it. If he's passing, he gets it.
Yeah.
Now we need a quarterback who can do that on both sides.
Definitely.
For the Niners, and Mac Jones can definitely not do that.
No.
If you take away Ayuk and you take away Debo and you take away Kittle, what's next? What's next?
That's what I'm saying, man. We're not gonna have all these weapons around us forever. I wish we would, but eventually things are gonna fall apart. Teams split up. People want their money, so I don't know, man. It's gonna be interesting. I'm all on board for Fields right now. And speaking of how we got on this topic, and you said the Shanahan and Lynch are going to Fields' second pro day. I also thought that it's important to know that I didn't know this. I just found this out a few days ago. So when Shanahan and Lynch were checking out Mac Jones in Tuscaloosa, they sent their like head scout to Justin Fields' pro day. Mm-hmm. They're saying that he's the guy that has the most impact, that he has swayed Shanahan's mind and stuff, and that this scout was super heavy on Solly Thomas and stuff like that. So they sent him there. That says something right there to you, right there.
Exactly. It's like, you send your scout out. I'm like, hey, go check him out. He's probably the guy we're going to take. We just want your evaluation. We're going to go do our due diligence and go check out this guy. Mm-hmm. Maybe to give it a little bit more of a bigger smoke screen.
Yeah, exactly. They're in Tuscaloosa saying, okay, I'm going to check this guy out. Could be a poker face thing.
Could be a poker face. And they're really good at it, bro. Yes. I think Lynch and Shanahan are really good at doing these poker faces. Like you said, I didn't even know about Ayuk. You told me about Ayuk.
Yeah.
I had no idea about this guy until draft day. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, how many weeks? 3 weeks? Are we 3 weeks away now? 4 weeks?
We're like 22 days, I think. So yeah, I think it's April 29th is the day one of the draft, round one.
I don't think I've been more excited for a draft of this caliber for a while, dude.
Been a long time.
You know, it's been a while since I think since the last one I can remember that I was like excited for was the fucking Alex Smith one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who are we gonna get, bro? Who are we gonna get?
Yep.
Because we had the number one.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't been excited for a a draft since that time.
That's what
The Bosa one, we knew we were gonna get Bosa.
Yeah, I was already interested in that too. So, but yeah, that one kind of doesn't count because it was either Bosa or Kyler going number one, and you know that Cliff Kingsbury connection with Kyler. So
exactly,
we knew Bosa was falling to number two.
Exactly. So that was the easy one. What other one?
I mean, the Solly Thomas one was like a shock drop.
Oh God.
But
yes, that one because we could have got Deshaun Watson.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens. These Mac Jones rumors. Going back to the topic, they got to get shut down. But who's gonna do the due diligence of shutting it down? If it's not mainstream media, you know, it's gotta be people like us. It's gonna be people on Twitter who, you know, we're gonna fight these people on mainstream media. Like, you know what? It's like, come on. I feel like even when we talk about it, even these analysts on ESPN and Fox Sports, like they don't even believe what's coming out of their mouth, bro.
They don't.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Speaking of Twitter, I mean, I know if you viewers and listeners aren't familiar with Twitter, Twitter is like a huge sports platform, like where everyone's giving their opinion on, you know, on a daily basis. And I promise you, I have not seen one Niners fan that's like, please take Mac Jones at 3. I have not seen one. Everyone's like, Mac Jones, get him out of here. Like, I mean, I don't know, man. You got to give the fan base what they want, man.
We're the ones who pay to go see these guys. And
if we're wrong, hey, we're wrong. But I think maybe Mac Jones could have like a steady career elsewhere. But with how harsh these fans are, including us in the Bay Area, we want to win, man. We want to win now. So Mac Jones ain't it.
I think Mac Jones is going to end up going to New England.
You think so?
I think so.
I don't know. Belichick didn't look too pleased with him that day either.
Really?
Mm-mm. He was throwing overthrows, and Belichick was like,
I mean, shit, like how you said, what's his name got PTSD.
Yeah.
Freaking Kyle Shanahan. It's something ridiculous, man. They were like, the analysts, bro, okay, the analysts on the mainstream media, they're like, yeah, he did have 15 overthrows, but that just shows his arm strength.
No.
I'm like, nah, dude. No, bullshit, bro.
Like, come on, who even says some shit like that?
Bro, who you trying to fool, bro? Like,
and if that was Justin Fields, they'd be like, "Oh, look, he's not accurate.
He's inaccurate.
He was looking very troubled at his pro day. You know how things works, bro."
That's a bullshit, bro. I'm like, when I heard that, bro, I'm like, I looked at my dog and I'm like, what the fuck?
Dog,
you know how you do this shit? It's like, yeah, it's just 15 overthrows, but that goes to show, like, hey, look at his arm strength. Yeah. Come on, bro. Really?
Like, what about when he's overthrowing straight to the DBs? Like
straight to the DBs, bro. And if you're giving Jimmy G shit for overthrowing Emmanuel Sanders in the Super Bowl,
right?
What are you gonna say? What are you gonna say if Mac Jones does the same thing to Ayuk?
That's what I'm saying. Look at these receivers he played with, which he probably didn't have very many overthrows at Alabama, but you're playing with Jerry Jeudy, you're playing with Devontae Smith, you're playing with Jalen Waddle. These are all guys, big, fast guys, who are going to go out and get those overthrows.
Exactly, and they're going to hit their mark. So these guys, and even the screenplays to Najee Harris, easy, man. Najee's going to get that.
There was some where he's throwing these little dump passes to Najee at the pro day, and Najee's even making these like acrobatic catches, like one-handed. Like, I'm like, dude, it's right there 10 yards, and you're just lobbing it, no defender in your face, nothing, and you're still like almost overthrowing him.
Garbage, man. Garbage.
Yeah. Mac Jones is not the answer, bro.
He's not the answer. He's not the one who's going to take us to the promised land. He's not our quarterback for the next 10 years, I'll tell you that. And for any Niner fan out there, let us know. Do you want Mac Jones?
Yeah, because like I said, I haven't seen one. Maybe you guys are out there, maybe the Mac Jones fans, and the Niner fan base is just a unicorn. You don't know, dude. I say I have not heard one person that's like Mac Jones. Yes, I want him. Please draft Mac. Not one.
Not one. So we'll see what happens then. All we know is Niners are ready to win.
We're about 3 weeks away. Niners are ready to win. A lot can happen in 3 weeks in terms of the Raiders. They could draft a big name.
Hey, man.
Deshuan Watson scandal could take a turn for the worst or for the better in 3 weeks. So, as always, we will be here tuning in to to the hottest stories in sports.
And we still got love for you, Raider fans, man. Even though you guys are not in the Bay Area anymore, we still got love for you guys. We talk shit here and there. It's all fun and games.
Hey, they talk shit personal. They started, bro.
They started. Don't take it personal. If you can't, what's the saying? If you can't stand the heat,
get out of the kitchen.
Get out of the kitchen, man. Raider fans, man.
Raider fans, bro. They're always gonna be something else, but it is what it is, man. I think that's officially a wrap for episode 2 of season 2.
That's a good one.
It was a fun one.
It was a fun one, man.
For all you guys out there who are either watching us now on screen on YouTube, or if you're still a faithful, listening through our listening platforms, either way, we thank you guys for joining us. Always follow social media. If not, comment on the videos. If you know us personally, shoot us a text, DM. Let us know any topics you guys want to request. I know the Niners thing right now, a lot of people have been telling me keep touching on that. It's interesting. I like hearing your guys' takes. So we will definitely be making sure to keep our all hands on deck in terms of that number 3 overall draft pick, man. We're 3 weeks away.
It's only going to be getting steamier.
Yeah, man. It's
only going to get getting steamier. All us Niner fans, we're going to be getting even more and more anxious and pissed, and we're probably going to have anxiety because we don't want Mac Jones.
Yeah, nope. Oh, don't even get me started, and everyone's like, take Kyle Pitts at 3.
Oh God.
We already got Kittle. We don't need Pitts. We're good.
It's going to be interesting. And then I know, our last, the first 2 episodes of this new season, we've been heavily football talk, which we'll still continue talking about it. But I want to get your opinion for next week. I want to hear your take on these Nets.
Brooklyn Nets.
So we'll save that for next week.
We'll save it because I will get on the rant right now. So
we'll save that for next week.
We will definitely have some hoop talk for you guys. Probably touch on a little bit of Champions League action that wrapped up today. Mm-hmm. We got a lot of stuff we can dive into. So until next week, my brother.
Until next week, Chris, be safe.
Be safe, man. Officially signing off. Locker Room Talk. Peace.